Roland Martin. From Washington, D.C., Roland Martin, good morning. How was your weekend?
Time, Sybil Guy. Hit me with a Jerry horn. Oh, man, Chris Paul. Killed it.
Killed it.
Super A went and decided to go jogging after that. Must be a rough morning for Cowboys Nation.
Ooh.
I'm not watching the NFL because they have not signed Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reed, but I still have Twitter. Let's get right to it. The Houston Independent School District, Tom, was on the verge of being the largest school district in America ever overtaken by the state. That is, until this sister, Grenita Lathan, stepped in as the interim superintendent and righted the ship. She joins us right now. Grenita, good morning. Or Dr. Lathan, good morning.
Good morning.
So the reason I want to have you on because look, our audience, we've got kids in these schools that are not doing well, and folks are all across this country trying to figure out how to turn these things around. You were staring down the barrel of literally the state taking over this district, and the schools that were in trouble were schools where black kids were attending. What was the most important thing that you did to turn those schools around to stave off the state coming in and taking over Houston Independent School District?
Well, we implemented Achieve 180, which was a program to provide additional resources through finances to our underserved schools. We've hired the best principals and teachers. It was a team effort. I didn't do it by myself. I was the leader, but I had an outstanding team standing beside me. And we focused on what those schools needed most. For a number of years, those schools have been neglected as it relates to having the essential personnel, counselors, social workers, nurses, professional development, and extended daytime for teachers.
Now, see, that's what I've never understood when I hear about failing schools, why folks don't say, okay, what does this specific school need that might be different from another particular school? So is that what you also did when you say, okay, what might happen in this neighborhood is totally different from what might happen from a neighborhood that's across town?
Oh, most definitely. You have to look at the needs of the school, look at the needs of the students, and look at the needs of the community. It should not be cookie cutter. We have over 214,000 students, over 280 campuses. We need to meet the needs of students, and that's what we actually did during the last school year, despite Harvey coming through and causing us to start school anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks late.
Also, how did you get parents involved? Because look, I have a brother and 3 sisters who are in teaching, and they say that's also a huge part that you've got to have parental buy-in.
Well, you know what? We haven't always done a great job of that either. And in fact, this year we're launching what we call Parent University, where we're going to be out in the community once a month at 5 to 6 different locations, meeting with parents, educating them, showing them how to work with their child, but also bringing community resources to them. One of the things we think when parents are not at a parent-teacher conference at the school is that they don't care. That's not necessarily true. Sometimes parents are working 2 and 3 jobs. And so we're going to go out and meet them in the community, meet them where they are, and share with them what they need to make sure that their child is successful.
Lots of parents are listening. Their kids go to schools all across this country. What do you tell them that they should be asking of their kid's teacher or principal?
Oh, how can for them? Number one, to explain their child's performance. What does my child need in order to grow throughout the school year? What can I do as a parent? What is the teacher and the principal going to do to ensure that their child is going to be successful? And then communication, making sure that the principals and teachers have their information, but making sure they have the district's the school's information.
We are also seeing very few black male teachers. Are there anything in particular that you are doing to increase the number of black male teachers in Houston, and what would you recommend should be done across districts across the country?
Oh, number one, recruiting. We are definitely trying to launch and make some connections with our HBCUs, proud products of North Carolina A&T State University, Aggie Pride. And so we're going out trying to connect. We had Howard here last week, but we're going to connect across the country. But we're also launching this year Ascending to Men, which is a program that will focus on our young men of color in the district as it relates to trying to close the achievement gap, but to also provide them with mentoring support so they can be successful. In turn, we're hoping that they will go into education and come back and teach in the school district.
Is there anything? Are you working on getting teachers more money?
We're working on it, but a problem here in Texas is something called recapture. We this year are sending $270 million back to our state capital. So if we could keep that $270 million, yes, we could be paying teachers more money.
Why do you have to send it?
Yeah, why do you have to send it?
Well, that is the law here that says when you are a property-rich district, and we're considered a property-rich district, even though we have high poverty, because some of the properties that, of course, we own, well, we don't own, but that are housed here in the city of Houston. And so recapture takes that money and sends it to other school districts that are not as property well or rich.
And so it would be incumbent upon us as voters in the state of Texas to change that law, to get our representatives to change the law?
Contact your representatives, tell them we need to do something about recapture.
Now, you are the interim superintendent. Are you putting your hat in the ring to become permanent?
I'm focusing on this job right now. I look at it like this. Every job is interim.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Every job is interim. You're right about that.
Absolutely right.
Well, first of all, the school board will be soon looking at that issue, and so we certainly hope they check out what Dr. Lathan has done to really turn the school district around. And so, Doc, we thank you for all of your hard work. We also appreciate you giving us those tips, because there are parents who are listening who need to be asking the right questions of their teachers and administrators for their kids all across the country.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
And good luck to you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Got to get our kids educated.
And give them a Jerry horn.
Really?
Jerry horn. Hey, Sybil, it was sitting right there.
Really? No, it wasn't.